As we start, I have one little question from you. So, if I give you a piece of paper and a pen, do you think you will be able to draw this drawing of this person? If you think so, you can raise your hand or drop me a yes in the chat, or tell me if you can't. Give me a no. So, I have a lot of no's here, and it is probably pretty difficult, especially if I want you to do it in maybe 15 minutes and I only give you a pen and a pencil. But now, do you think you can draw this drawing? Just a drawing of a square with the same instruments, a pen and a piece of paper. Yeah? Yes, yes, yes. So many yeses. And I think even I can draw this. So I'm sure most of you can. Yeah, I'm sure you can make something out of this. So what I'm trying to say here is that since this is a very easy drawing to draw, you can probably also draw this. This is just putting lots of tiny squares together. And you keep building, you draw even more tiny squares, and you can draw this whole sketch. And what I'm trying to tell you is that this is management. You have to break down big, complex problems that big companies have into tiny, tiny pieces and make sure that they all fit together to make a perfect sketch of what you want. That, in a nutshell, is management. Um, Another way of understanding management would be management is about bringing together. We're talking about companies and big conglomerates, corporate firms now. So it is about bringing together the people who work there, who are working for the company, doing all sorts of stuff. The resources, which could be the raw material, the product you're selling, anything of the sort, and the processes. So where the product is being made, how it is reaching your customer, bringing all of these things together, fitting them together like we fit them in the drawing, you make the puzzle fit and you hit bullseye. You reach whatever targets your company wants to achieve. You make big profits, big money, and that is another way you can understand management. Now, are there types of management roles? So now that we've explored what management is, we want to go down a little bit deeper into the context and figure out, is it just so simple? Do we just have to put pieces together? But there's so much work to be done. So what happens is there are different types of management roles. But a lot of management roles are mixtures of different pieces. So I'll be telling you a couple of broad categories, but it'll it's mostly a mix of everything you do. So the first category is sales and marketing. This is probably one that you have been exposed to a lot. You see a lot of sales, a lot of marketing in your everyday life. You see all sorts of ads. You go to a shop and you're buying things. People are coming to you, they are selling things to you. So this is all a part of sales and marketing. And first, we'll dive down a little bit deeper into what sales is and take a look at this. Let me know. Do you recognize this character, this movie? Drop answers down in the chats. Who is this? With what movie is this? Okay. Okay, okay, waiting for answers. Okay, okay. So a couple of no's. So this is the famous actor Will Smith. The movie is called The Pursuit of Happiness. So Will is a salesman. But I'll give you another example. Do you recognize this character and this movie? Another very famous character. Who is this? What movie is it? All right. So I will give you the answer. This is from a movie called The Wolf of Wall Street. It is a very famous movie, and this is Leonardo DiCaprio playing Jordan Belfort. Yes, Leo DiCaprio and The Pursuit of Happiness. I got both answers. Now, both of these guys are salespersons in a movie. But I will give you one more example, which I'm sure most of you will recognize. We will watch a short video clip on what sales exactly is. It is a great example of sales. So let's go. Give me 1 second. Arun, will I be able to share my sound in this? I don't think I'm getting the option to.
Uh, when you start sharing,
Yeah.
you'll get it on the bottom left where it says if you would like to share the sound.
I actually can't tick the box, so I just want to confirm.
Okay. Can you try one more time and then let's see if it works.
Yeah.
Options.
And meanwhile, I think, Sagarika, you've asked a question, which is, can anyone choose this as a career option or is PCM necessary? So anyone can choose it. I'll come to this later, but I had PCM. A lot of my friends here had arts also, and commerce is a very common field. So you can definitely go for anything.
Can you please try sharing the screen?
I can share my screen. I don't think my sound will be shared. I'll still try. I'll wait for sure. Yes. So could you let me know if you can hear? Is this audible?
Sound quality isn't great, but you're getting the audio.
Okay, so just focus on the captions a little bit. It's a short video, so. And I humbly present Crown Jewel, our industry's critical life. The first business is to incorporate our proprietary impulsor technology. The best method is what you never have to fire. I respectfully disagree. I prefer the method you only have to fire once. That's how Dad did it. That's how America does it. It's what everybody was. My excuse, let one of these off the chain, and I personally guarantee you, I've guys. Great. Here. So this video is a great example of a very good sales pitch. What Tony Stark did here was he made his product seem so cool that everyone had to buy it. So that is exactly what a salesperson will be doing. Now, coming to marketing. Marketing is a little bit different from sales. Think about these posters that you see, the brand posters that you see. This is one that Nike made as part of its Just Do It campaign. This, I'm sure all of you saw very recently on Instagram. Blinkit versus Zomato jumped in. Netflix also came into the picture and it became a viral meme. दूध मांगोगे दूध देंगे, खीर मांगोगे खीर देंगे. So this is stuff that marketers take up. Marketers will be focusing on things like TV ads, billboards, social media posts and ads that you probably see every day. Things like newspapers, things like magazine ads, and even my role in HUL when I was working at influencer marketing, that was also a part of marketing. So while we marketers tend to work with team ads and billboards and posts, there are also a lot of other jobs associated with it. So if you're part of a company, you will want to look at how the market looks, possibly studying competitors that your product may have. So a brand like Dove has soap, but Pears also has soap. So you have to find how good your brand is. You get to decide if you want to launch new products in the company. And your main job is to make strategies to make sure you have the maximum number of customers because you want people buying your products because that's how the company gets money. That is, in a nutshell, sales and marketing. Coming to the second role, finance. In short, finance is just about money. In a little more detail, you can first talk about a couple of common finance fields. So there is banking. Banking could be any of the banks that you go to, SBI, ICICI. All of these are banks where you will find finance people handling your money. There is the insurance sector where you go to get your insurance from. That is also a field of finance. Venture capital. So venture capital is about big companies that invest in other small companies. So if a startup needs money, they will probably go to a venture capital fund. And another is trading. So if you've seen The Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort is actually a trader. These people put money on the stock market and bet on it and see if they earn more from it or if they lose. A couple more finance jobs which are a little bit different from the finance field is like getting investors for a company. So if you work in a young company that needs more money, so you would want to get investors. And a great example is Shark Tank. So the judges on Shark Tank are all investors for the company. If any of you are studying commerce, you probably know about accounting. Accounting is making notes about where a company is spending money, where it is earning money from. So that is kind of accounting. And another one is budgeting. So if a company has a fixed budget, deciding where it will spend the money is part of budgeting. So you can think of that as the government also has a budget and there is a whole allocation of where the government will spend all of that money. That is what budgeting is. Else, do you guys have any immediate questions? You can ask me if there's anything on sales and marketing or finance right now. Okay, I will move on. The next field is operations. So, operations you can think of from a big brand like Amazon. So, Amazon gets thousands of orders every day. And Amazon says to its customers that we can get you the product in 1 day or 2 days, right? But that can't be easy. It can't be that easy. So, what Amazon does is it focuses on its operations and making all of those processes fit in so well that the company performs that well. So, we'll watch a small video to understand how Amazon works and what operations is. Okay. So that was a little bit about Amazon and what it's doing. But operations, you can also think of it as optimizing, which means in a company where there are hundreds of different types of processes or things that are happening, you have to optimize it to make everything more efficient. And what that means is that you want to save money, you want to save time, and you want to save effort. So you don't want to be spending more than you have to on any process. You want to get the customers their product as fast as possible, and you preferably don't want to do all of the work. So that is what operations is. Um, you can also see it in a lot of companies like Blinkit, Swiggy, Zomato. All of these companies have worked on their operations to become the best. Now, the fourth one is human resources. Does anyone know what an HR does? Do you guys have any guesses? If you do, just drop them down in the chat box. So, one or two are very common. I think a lot of you might already know them. Yes. So, one answer I got is that they handle salaries. Any others? Handle employees and hiring, Ankit says. That's true. What else? Employment issues. Kavya says, Alfia says recruiting people. Jamshid says managing resources. So, yeah, these are actually a couple of things that HRs look at. But the simplest way to put it is that HRs are managing people. A human is a resource for a company, and that is where people management comes in. But yes, as you guys mentioned, they will look at hiring and firing employees. They develop training programs. So in every company, there are some modules on how the company wants to train their employees. So it could be some courses, it could be some workshops. So an HR takes care of those. And salaries and benefits, of course. A couple of other things you can think of is they make sure their employees are happy in the office. They can conduct some small events to make sure employees are satisfied, um, and so on. So it's all about people. And the next field is product management. So this product management is a little bit of a newer field. It's maybe come up in the past 15 years or so. And what a manager does is that they handle everything end to end about a single product. So think of a product like Kindle, Amazon's Kindle, which is a reading device. So a Kindle manager, a Kindle's product manager would answer all of these questions. So they would think about what the product wants. What is the product? Does the product solve a problem? Is it reaching customers? Are people buying it? Do people like it? Are there any problems that we can solve as a product manager? Possibly what business models can be followed to make sure that it is cheaper for the audience, it is reaching them faster, and you look at everything when you're a product manager. The next field is management consulting. These companies, you might have heard of them, you might have not. So McKinsey, Bain, BCG, other companies, even Accenture has a strategy wing, EY, Parthenon. So all of these are management consulting companies. Now, what these companies do is that they help other companies solve their problems. So if I am at HUL, I am in Dove, and I have a small problem that Dove is not selling enough soaps as they want to. So we will go to one of these companies. I will go to McKinsey and I will say, ki help Dove solve this problem. And McKinsey will send its managers to me to help me solve my problem. So that is how management consulting firms work. This is not essentially a management role, but is very common when you do an MBA. So they are solving problems. The last and one of the most important, in my opinion, is entrepreneurship. So, an entrepreneur essentially does everything that we've covered so far. They do marketing, they do sales, they do finance handling, they do operations to build their own company. Me, a couple of startups that you have recently come across. Entrepreneurs will be starting their own companies. So that is where startups come in. So have you heard of any startups recently? Plum, okay. Any other companies that maybe newer startups? All right, so I'll give you a couple. Think of companies like Paytm, Oyo, Swiggy, Yoga Bar, if you've heard of it, Cred, and Zepto. So these are not very young companies. These are probably 7, 8, 10 years old. But every company starts small and their entrepreneurs are the ones who start them. So when an entrepreneur starts a company, they do all of the work. They have to design the product, they have to decide who they will sell their product to, they have to manage the money. So that is what entrepreneurship is. And if you've seen Shark Tank, so Shark Tank is a show in India that is promoting entrepreneurship. They are giving money to people so that they can build companies. Now, I will give you all a small task. So I want you guys to answer in the chat box. Who are these people, right? Do you recognize this person? So you have to recognize this person, yes. Um, right. So many responses. That is exactly what I wanted. This is Sundar Pichai. The next person, do you know who this is? Come on, I need more answers, and you have to know these people. Okay, so this is Satya Nadella. Satya Nadella is the CEO of Microsoft. Do you know who this is? Any guesses, maybe? Right, exactly. So some of you got it. This is Indra Nui. She was the CEO of PepsiCo. This you may not know. She was in the news a couple of months ago. This is Susan Wojcicki. She was the CEO of YouTube. And any guesses on this person? Or do you recognize the brand that is behind him? Right. So this is Starbucks, and this is the person is Howard Schultz. He is not currently the CEO, but he was a couple of years ago, up till a couple of years ago. So, what do you think all of these people have in common? Except the fact that they have all been CEOs, of course. Do you know anything about them? Okay. Sorry. Right. So a lot of you are saying they have entrepreneurial skills, they do a lot of innovation, they are probably entrepreneurs. So actually, all of these people started in their company as managers. Sundar Pichai was a manager, a product manager at Google. Satya Nadella was a product manager in Microsoft. So all of these people started off as managers and grew to become CEOs in the companies. So that's very cool. Another reason why you should probably become a manager. But a couple more reasons. Why to become a manager? You should become a manager if you like telling others what to do. So you can bully people a little bit. You should become a manager if you like saying no, just for the sake of it, just to have some fun. You should become a manager if you love seeing lots and lots of emails every single day, because everyone will send you emails when you are the manager. And you should become a manager if you love money, because managers see a lot of money. Money, money. But on a serious note, you should become a manager if you want job autonomy. So, what that means is that you become in charge of your own job to a large extent. You can decide how to achieve your goals. You can make a bigger impact in the company. What you do will have larger impacts because you will be handling very big projects and you will be leading teams and you will be leading maybe 10, 15, 20 people, telling them how to work, telling them what to do. You will be able to mentor them. And the biggest thing is that you should become a manager if you like solving problems. So every company has lots of problems that they need to solve. It could be how to sell more of the product, or if how to hire more people, where to spend money. So all of these problems are actually solved by managers. Now, a small description on what you guys can do right now. So I'm sure since most of you are in school right now, the first thing, the easiest way is to do a BBA. So a BBA is a bachelor's in business administration. It is usually a three-year course, and they will teach you everything about all of these fields that we talked about. So you will learn a little bit about sales and marketing. You will learn a little bit about operations. You will learn about finance, about accounting, about economics. So all of these things are covered in a BBA. This is a bachelor's degree, and a lot of IIMs offer this. IIMs are Indian Institutes of Management. These are the most prestigious institutes to do your management degrees from in India. So right after 12th grade, you can give the IPMAT exam, which takes you to a 5-year degree, which is a BBA plus an MBA, an integrated program, and you will learn all about the management subjects. If some of you are planning to give CUET, which is the common entrance exam for universities like Delhi University and others, SSCBS, which is Shahid Sukhdev College of Business Studies. That is a college which offers a BBA. And there are a couple more colleges in DU and even other colleges across the country. And another popular institute to do a BBA from is NMIMS. So for which you can give the NPAT exam. So all of this you can do right after 12th grade, and you start preparing when you're in 11th or 12th and give the exam right after, and that's what you do in college then. After an undergraduate degree, so if you've done engineering, if you do a BTech, if you do medical, if you do a BA like I did, so you can go for an MBA as a postgraduate degree. So once you're done with your postgraduate, with your undergraduate degree, with your BTech, BCom, BA, you can give the CAT exam. So the CAT exam gives you admission into the IIMs and some other colleges. There is another very popular college called XLRI, which is in Jamshedpur. You give the XAT exam for that. Symbiosis and NMIMS also offer MBA programs, which you can give through the SNAP and the NMAT exams. So these are a couple more exams that you can give after your undergraduate degree or when you're in the final year of your undergraduate degrees. The cool thing about an MBA is that you can do it even after another postgraduate degree. So you can do an MBA after MTech, you can do it after MA, you can do it after MEd, any number of exams, any number of courses. And you can also do an MBA after you work for a few years. So, say after your BCom, you take a job for 2 years, you can give the same exams, CAT, SAT, SNAP, NMAT after the job, and you can do an MBA. Another interesting way is that you can do an executive MBA while you are working. So an executive MBA is done during your job. While you're working, you will have classes in the evening. And of course, something that you can start anytime, even now, is entrepreneurship. So start making your own companies, deciding what you want to do for yourself, making your own brand. You can do that anytime in your life. For you guys now, I think the BBAs and the MBAs are most relevant, but there is a lot to do. This being said, these are not the only ways to become a manager. You can, even if you join a company right after your BTech, after a few years, you will become a manager. So maybe people who are in the company for 4 or 5 years become managers, but an MBA helps you to become a manager faster. So that is the fastest route to becoming a manager and doing all the work that managers do.